Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Here's why fans think the Yellowstone Ranch will go to Chief Rainwater. A popular theory for how Yellowstone will end involves two characters who never appeared on the show. In fact, these two died more than 100 Yellowstone years ago, but are essential to what's about to happen if you believe Sheridan has really known what he's doing all along. Try to follow along. Some math is required, but it may add up. Yellowstone Season 5 ends on December 15 on Paramount Network. There are two remaining season-long questions involving what happens to Jamie and what happens to the ranch. Kevin Costner's character Tate Dutton was killed during the Season 5 Part 2 premiere, leaving the estate in legal and financial turmoil. Fans of Yellowstone prequel 1883 may think they know where I'm headed, but you may not recall the exact conversation that Tate Dutton, played by Tim McGraw, had with Spotted Eagle Graham Greene. The Yellowstone/1883 Seven Generations Theory. During the finale of 1883, Tate Dutton is desperately in need of a place to settle. The circumstances around why will spoil one of the all-time great television endings, and even though it's been several years, I don't care to do that. That detail isn't essential to understanding this conversation. After gifting Tate Dutton a plot of land, Spotted Eagle says, "In 7 generations, my people will rise up and take it back from you." Despite some tensions, like that time, Tate Dutton landed Chief Rainwater in jail. There has been a cautious respect between the Native Americans and modern-day Duttons. Beth tells Rainwater as much during a porch convo from Ep. 11. The same kind of cautious respect is shown between the parties during 1883 and Season 1 of 1923. They're not enemies, even if they're sometime adversaries. Some backstory if you didn't watch 1883 or forgot how it all went down. James and Margaret Dutton are the original Dutton settlers in Montana. They would be Tate Dutton's, Costner, great-great or great-great-great-grandparents. So now let's count 7 generations. I'm going to count James as Gen 1, although one could argue the first generation would be his kids. I'll explain that shortly. Here is a visual for the next 6. The 7th generation is Tate Dutton. That he happens to have a mother who grew up on the very reservation Rainwater runs makes the theory even more believable. Chief Rainwater's people acquiring the Yellowstone after all of this would be very fitting, and at this point, it seems like Beth and Case agree with Tate Dutton that, in 7 generations you can have it. See Case's comment to Tate that the ranch is not their home from Ep. 12. Beth wants to leave with Rip. Case is choosing his nuclear family over the ranch. Jamie is gonna get killed or go to jail. The only ones who want it are the state, but with market equities gone there's no airport to build any longer, and Rainwater. Subscribe to Taste of Country on YouTube. The 7 generations theory only works if you count James as Gen 1, however. This is a matter of semantics. Did Spotted Eagle mean in 7 more generations, or would Jane's kids be 2nd-generation Montana Duttons? However, and this is getting in the weeds of Dutton family tree business, for Dabney Coleman's Tate Dutton to be Generation 4 as illustrated above, he'd have had to have lived to be about 100 years old, and he just didn't look that old. What if there is another generation between Jack and Spencer Dutton, Gen 3, and Coleman's Tate Dutton? A new Yellowstone prequel called 1944 is likely to explain this, but we've not heard anything about that show since it was rumored to be coming a year ago. Taylor Sheridan upcoming projects after Landman and Yellowstone's success. Taylor Sheridan is among the hottest TV producers in Hollywood right now, and with one of his biggest shows coming to a close, it's time to look at what else he is working on. The 54-year-old is the brains behind Paramount Network hits such as Yellowstone, 1883, Landman, 1923, Mayor of Kingstown, Tulsa King, and Lioness. Newsweek contacted Sheridan's representatives via email for comment. Why it matters. Sheridan seems to have the Midas touch when it comes to creating and producing hit shows, especially if they focus on gritty characters set in harsh landscapes fighting for their lives. Two of his biggest shows have either come to a close or will finish up soon, Yellowstone and 1923, respectively, allowing him more time to create new TV gold. What to know? There are some rumored shows and others confirmed in the pipeline that are coming from the Yellowstone universe. Yellowstone spin-offs. The first is the Madison, starring Hollywood icon Michelle Pfeiffer and Matthew Fox, Lost. Also set in Montana, the series will follow the McIntosh family, who moved there from New York after tragedy struck. Paramount Network has confirmed a premiere date, but production began in August per Variety. Another Yellowstone spin-off that was announced is 1944, which follows the tradition of 1883 and 1923 in telling stories of the different generations of the Dutton family who run the eponymous Yellowstone cattle ranch. Despite being announced more than a year ago, there has been no update on its development. Toward the end of Yellowstone's run, rumors began circulating about more spin-off shows, including one focusing on fan-favorite couple Beth Dutton, Kelly Reilly, and Rip Wheeler, Cole Hauser. Both actors teased a potential spin-off, and the good news was finally confirmed by Variety in December. Fans are also anticipating a spin-off called 6666 Ranch, starring ranch hands Jimmy, Jefferson White, and Teeter, Jennifer Landon. The characters appeared again toward the series' end of Yellowstone, giving fans hope they would get their own show. Sheridan's passion projects. The producer optioned the rights for S.C. Gwynn's book, Empire of the Summer Moon, Quanah Parker and the Rise and Fall of the Comanches, the most powerful Indian tribe in American history, which was announced in January 2024. Sheridan reportedly has a long-running desire to adapt the book that tells the story of the battles between the Comanche tribe and white settlers in America's West. Quanah was among the Comanche's most respected chiefs. I can't think of anyone better qualified to bring Empire of the Summer Moon to the screen than Taylor Sheridan, Gwynn told Deadline last year. He has a deep and nuanced understanding of both the myth and reality of the Old West. I am thrilled that he is undertaking this project. Aside from new projects, Paramount Network has confirmed follow-up seasons for Lioness, Mayor of Kingstown, Tulsa King, and Landman.